Birth control is so inextricably tied into our freedom as women, but only half the story is being told.
This idea that we've been sold that you should just take the pill and get rid of your hormones is really potentially dangerous.
When you change a person's level of sex hormones, it's going to change the person that their brain is creating.
I've tried 5 different kinds of birth control pills. Every single one of them has made me suicidal.
We've known since the 60s it's having effects on our bone density, on our mood, and on our libido.
Abby Epstein is the director of a new film that she made with Ricky Lake called The Business of Birth Control that looks at the pill's lesser known and potentially dire impacts. You may remember that the two previously collaborated on the film The Business of Being Born. And Abby joins us this morning. Thanks for being with us.
My pleasure. Good morning.
I mean, most women might not know that there are such long-term side effects of the pill. Did you learn things that you didn't know?
Oh my God, I have to tell you, my mind was blown for 5 years making this movie. And I think that's kind of the effect of the movie now. It's like 90 minutes of mind-blowing information that really has not been talked about much.
So what are the big side effects that you want to warn people about up front?
Well, you know, I think the one that gets underplayed that people talk about a lot is the mood effect. So, you know, we've been told that there can be a quote unquote mood effect, which makes it sound a little more harmless than it actually is. And I think a lot of women experience pretty severe depression and anxiety, you know, to the point that they've had to go take other medication to treat their depression and sort of never attributing it back to their birth control. So that's, I think, a big one, especially in this day where we're becoming so much more aware of mental health and women's mental health and the importance of that. So I think that's, you know, really a huge one. You know, and then there's so many other side effects, but I think that, you know, the biggest one to really keep in mind is how the pill essentially changes your own hormonal makeup. So your hormones are essentially what make you who you are. And when you're on these kind of drugs, you're essentially like stopping your own hormones and replacing them with chemicals. So I think there's so many functions in the body, physical functions and mental functions and personality, you know, functions that are affected by this.
I talked to Dr. Lauren Streicher, who's a gynecologist and consults on our show quite a bit, and asked her about these claims, and she said that the medical claims in this documentary are way overblown. These side effects are well known and that they're extremely rare. Is what you're saying, do you think, coincides with the consensus of science?
Absolutely. I think there are so many doctors in our movie. There are so many MDs in our movie. Everything in our movie is backed up by research. I think that there are some side effects like pulmonary embolisms leading to death, which are extremely rare. But when you spend time with the parents of these children, and you realize that there's a couple hundred that die in the United States every year, you know, it's hard to diminish it, right? Because if it's your child or your sister, statistics really don't matter. So I do think everything in the film is backed up. I don't think this film is about fear mongering. I think we're saying that, you know, hormonal contraceptives are essentially safe and effective, but you need to have informed consent and you need to empower women to really understand how the drugs work and what the potential side effects are, so that if they're experiencing those side effects, they can actually connect it to the contraceptives and not just think that it's all in their head, which happens to women a lot.
You also talk in the documentary about the industry's racist history. Touch on that a bit.
Yes, this is, you know, I think another thing that we're looking at today is transparency, you know, around racial equity, and reproductive justice is something that I think it's a movement that was started by Black women in the 90s. And if you look back at the history of gynecology all the way to slavery, And then through actually the FDA trials of the birth control pill that were done in Puerto Rico, again, on women of color who were, completely unaware that they were even taking part in a drug trial, we see this legacy. There's a legacy of eugenics tied into birth control. There's a really, and I think that history continues today. And I think that if you talk to women of color, you will find that they have a very different experience in relation to birth control and how it's been, more forced upon them. So it's I think, a really important aspect of this that needs to be discussed as well.
Well, thank you for joining us. You can get more on this and other investigative films on the website, thebusinessof.life. They're on social media too. Thank you, Abby.
Thanks, Abby.
Thank you.
Hey, Mike.